hope everybody had a nice weekend and has had a chance to practice a little bit of mindfulness meditation, even for 5 minutes or so most days. If you have, feel free to pop any thoughts into the chat. You can send them to me privately or to the group. Just how it's going for you, any roadblocks you may be running into, any questions you might have, anything really that's coming up for you in terms of your practice. And if you send it to me privately, I'll address it in an anonymous way. So feel free to provide any thoughts. Love it, hate it, struggle, don't have time. It's all valid. Today we're going to be doing one of my very favorite mindfulness practices. This is the body scan meditation. There are lots and lots of different body scan meditation techniques out there. It's something that's used in yoga, our yoga practices a lot. Body awareness is a huge focus of yoga and also mindfulness meditation. So it's very possible that maybe you have done some form of body scan meditations before. My hood is like lumpy underneath my little blankie here. Okay. It's possible you maybe have done some body scan meditations before, or just kind of done it on your own in terms of a yoga class or another guided meditation offering or anything like that. And what we're going to go through today is really based on the mindfulness-based stress reduction work and research. We've mostly been working with mindfulness of the breath so far, but body scan meditations can really help us cultivate more of awareness of being in the present, here and now. It's kind of the next step beyond our mindfulness breathing that we've been working on. There are a few reasons we want to cultivate body awareness in terms of building on our mindfulness practice. The first reason is that mindfulness isn't just about getting good at noticing our breath, right? That's kind of our gateway into being mindful and here in our present moment. Mindfulness is really about opening up to all aspects of our life, including what it's like to be in our bodies, to be on this earth, right? To be walking through the world. Another great benefit of body awareness is that we can start to recognize really early signs when we are getting anxious, getting tense, getting stressed, getting angry, getting sad, getting depressed. Our body can clue us into a lot of these things, but if we're not aware of what's going on in our bodies, sometimes we miss those signals. So a really nice side effect of developing body awareness as one of our mindfulness techniques is that we can start to really be sensitive to what's going on in our physical selves. So the more we can cultivate a body awareness, the more we can actually notice when we're feeling stressed and tense. And we can start to lessen some of that tension on purpose and figure out how to slowly relax the parts of our body that are starting to let us know that something might be off. So if we practice mindfulness of the body, what happens is that during our day, we might notice our shoulders starting to creep up as we're getting tense or worried or angry. We might notice our fists clenching, our jaw getting tight, and we can mindfully kind of invite that to release and let go in that moment, as opposed to having it build and build and build and build and build to where I'm sure we've all had this, you get home at the end of the day and you're just like a giant knot, right? But maybe it's the first time you've really noticed that that's what you're experiencing. So practicing a body scan meditation is really similar to how we practice our mindfulness breathing. We want to notice the physical sensations in our body and bring awareness to different parts of our body. we're still being mindful of the breath, but we're kind of directing it with our awareness, if that makes sense. And it will. So as we move through our body scan meditation today, what I want you to focus on is noticing any physical sensations you actually feel as I cue different areas of the body. There might be some places you don't feel anything, and that's totally fine and normal. Just notice like, that's super neutral, right? I don't feel anything in my elbow. That's great. So one thing about, you can absolutely do body scan meditations in our normal seated posture, our tall, comfortable seat. And that's great if you feel like you might be prone to napping today, to stay in your tall, comfortable seat. If you'd like to try it lying down, body scan meditation is actually great to do lying down. So I'll leave that up to you today. I do have a brief little excerpt I'd like to read before we get started. So if you want to use the time that I'm reading to you to find your comfortable spot, whether that's our normal tall seated posture or it's lying down comfortably, you can go ahead and find that. What I wanted to read today to expand on kind of the why behind a body awareness meditation. This comes from a fantastic book. It's called Full Catastrophe Living. It is the mindfulness-based stress reduction program kind of textbook. And again, this is Jon Kabat-Zinn, an author that I've read for you guys before, one of the leading researchers in our mindfulness-based stress reduction. And this is from chapter 5 of this book, the body scan meditation, being in your body. It is amazing to me that we can be simultaneously completely preoccupied with the appearance of our own body and at the same time completely out of touch with it as well. This goes for our relationship to other people's bodies too. As a society, we seem to be overwhelmingly preoccupied with appearances in general and appearance of bodies in particular. Bodies are used in advertisements to sell everything from cars to smartphones to beer. Why? Because the advertisers are capitalizing on people's strong identification with particular body images at particular stages of life. Images of attractive men or seductive women generate in viewers thoughts about looking a certain way themselves to feel special or better or younger or happier. Much of our preoccupation with how we look comes from a deep-seated insecurity about our bodies. Many of us grew up feeling awkward and unattractive and disliking our body for one reason or another. Usually it was because there was a particular ideal look that someone else had that we didn't. Perhaps when we were adolescents, when such preoccupations are at a feverish peak. So if we didn't look a certain way, we were obsessed with what we could do to look that way or to compensate for not looking that way, or we were overwhelmed with the impossibility of being right. Just pausing a moment to see if that maybe resonates for you or doesn't. Having those moments where you felt as though your physical self didn't fit in for whatever reason, wasn't fitting a certain idea. For many people at one point in their lives, the appearance of their body was elevated to supreme social importance, leading to feeling somehow inadequate and troubled by how they thought they looked. At the other extreme were those who did look the right way. As a result, they were frequently infatuated with themselves or overwhelmed in one way or another by all the attention they got. Sooner or later, people get over such preoccupations, but the root insecurity can remain about one's body. Many adults feel deep down that their body is either too fat or too short or too tall or too old or too ugly, as though there were some perfect way to be. Sad to say, we may never feel completely comfortable with the way our body is, never completely at home in it. This may give rise to problems with touching and with being touched, and therefore with intimacy. And as we get older, this malaise may be compounded by the awareness that our body is aging, that it is inexorably losing its youthful appearance and qualities. Any deep feelings of this kind that you might have about your body can't change until the way you actually experience your body changes. These feelings stem from a restricted way of looking at your body in the first place. Our thoughts about our body can limit drastically the range of feelings we allow ourselves to experience. When we put energy into actually experiencing our body and we refuse to get caught up in the overlay of judgmental thinking about it, our whole view of it and of ourselves can change dramatically. To begin with, what it does is remarkable. It can walk and talk and sit up and reach for things. It can judge distance and digest food and know things with your touch. Usually we take these abilities completely for granted and don't appreciate what our bodies can actually do until we are injured or sick. Then we realize how nice it was when we could do the things we can't do anymore. So before we convince ourselves that our bodies are to this or to that, shouldn't we get more in touch with how wonderful it is to have a body in the first place, no matter what it looks or feels like? The way to do this is to tune into your body and be mindful of it without judging it. You have already begun this process by becoming mindful of your own breathing in our sitting meditations. When you place your attention in your belly and you feel the belly moving, or you place it at the nostrils and you feel the air passing in and out, you are tuning into the sensations your body generates associated with life itself. We usually tune out these sensations because they are so familiar. When you tune into them, you are reclaiming your life in that very moment and your body as well, making yourself more real and more alive. You are living your life in real time as it unfolds, moment by moment in awareness. You are present for it, with it, and in it. Your experience is embodied. Thinking about that text, maybe just letting any points that particularly resonated for you just settle in your mind. Maybe you had additional thoughts that weren't included in that short passage. There's certainly lots and lots to unpack about body image, body awareness, being embodied in your physical self, being comfortable with your physical self. So just notice if there's anything your brain kind of is ruminating on, wanting to add to any of those thoughts. Of course, our own individual experiences of being in our bodies is super different. But there is a universality of being a human and existing in a physical vehicle, whatever that looks like, whatever abilities it has. Strengths, weaknesses. Now I'll invite you to settle into your comfortable posture wherever you've settled, either lying down with the eyes closed or in our seated upright posture, either eyes closed down or just relaxed and soft, maybe 2 or 3 feet out in front. And we'll go ahead and begin the meditation portion of our time together. Turning our awareness inward, beginning to notice primarily and first of all, our breathing, just as we've been doing the past couple of weeks. Bringing our attention to the inhale and the exhale. Maybe beginning to notice the air as it enters in through the nostrils travels past the throat, through the heart space, maybe all the way down into the belly, and then reverses that process on the exhale, emptying out belly, lungs, throat, and nose. Just taking a few breaths to ground ourselves, bring our attention inward. Become really present here and now, giving yourself permission to put aside any to-do lists, any agendas, any worries. Knowing that I will let you know when we're finished today, but for the few minutes we have, completely being present. We'll take 3 deep breaths together. First, empty completely, exhaling out all the breath. We'll inhale to the count of 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Returning to your natural rhythm of breathing. We'll begin our body scan. Just opening up and practicing an awareness. Seeing if you can notice any physical sensations, any warmth or coolness, tingling, vibration, pain, anything you notice, without judgment, without analysis. So we'll start at the very top of the head. Just bringing your awareness to the crown of your head. Bring your awareness there and see if you notice any physical sensations on the scalp. Any tingling, heat, coolness. And slowly moving your awareness down the forehead. Just feeling any sensations there. Maybe relaxing that space between the brows. Slowly moving down into the eyes. Feeling muscles around the eyes. Inviting these muscles to soften or to relax, just noticing how they feel today. If you've been looking at screens most of the morning, maybe it feels good to have your eyes resting and closed. Or maybe there's some residual tension there. Whatever it is, non-judgmentally, just being aware. Moving your awareness down the nose, into the cheeks, Feeling into the jaw, another place where we are likely to store tension or stress. Maybe you fake a yawn, just inviting those muscles to relax and become soft. Bringing your awareness into the mouth, maybe feeling the tongue for a moment, becoming just aware of it, how it feels. Maybe you let it drop away from the roof of the mouth. Letting the attention drift down the neck, spreading out into both shoulders. Feeling both the right shoulder and then the left shoulder. Just noticing if you're seated posture, maybe see if you can invite the shoulders to become slightly heavier, relaxing away from the ears. Lying down, maybe you can just kind of physically tuck your shoulder blades up underneath you, inviting the shoulders to really pull away from the ears and the jaw. Then we'll move the attention down the right side of the body, letting your awareness drift down the right arm, into the right elbow, the right forearm. Notice any sensations in the right wrist. And then allowing your attention to rest in the palm of your right hand. Just noticing any warmth or coolness, tingling or vibration there. And then allow that awareness to extend all the way to the tips of the fingers in your right hand. Slowly move your attention back up the right arm and over to the left shoulder. Just bringing your mind into your body, feeling the area of the left shoulder. Slowly moving your attention down the left arm, through the left elbow, the left forearm, into the left wrist. And then resting your attention in the palm of your left hand. And just asking yourself what you feel there. And then letting your awareness extend all the way out to the fingertips. Bringing that awareness back up the left arm, let it extend into the center of your chest, right around the area of your sternum. Notice what you can see with your mind's eye at the center of your chest. Can you feel the fabric of your shirt? Maybe you feel the chest rising and falling with the breath. Move the awareness down into the belly and the abdomen, feeling the gentle rise and fall of the belly. Noticing any physical sensations there. It's noon, maybe you're hungry, maybe you just ate. Maybe you have some nervousness or tension. Just notice and connect. Moving your awareness down through the pelvis. Then moving down through the right leg, feeling the right thigh, the right knee, the right calf, the right ankle, and resting your awareness in the sole of the right foot. Feeling maybe your foot inside of a sock or touching the floor or maybe just the air. And bringing your awareness back up through the right leg and into the left, moving down to the left thigh, the left knee, the left calf, the left ankle, and resting your awareness in the sole of the left foot. Again, just noticing any physical sensations there. And then see if you can bring your attention back to the entire body, feeling your whole body sitting or lying exactly where you are. Feeling your body existing in space, just in this moment, exactly how it is. And when you're ready, you can bring your attention back to the breath, returning to that feeling of inhaling and exhaling. And to end our meditation, we can take a deep breath together, breathing in deeply and exhaling completely. You are welcome to stay here as long as you like. It's only just now 12:29. If you would like to continue practicing your body awareness, I totally encourage it. It can be a really relaxing practice. When you're ready to rise, just be sure you move really slowly, blinking the eyes open, inviting kind of just some slow stretching, mindful movements, maybe fluttering your fingers and toes. And slowly coming back to a more alert state. If you have any questions about our body scan meditation, the purpose behind it, why it's a beneficial practice, any questions, any issues that might be coming up for you, I'm always happy to talk. I hope you all have my email at this point. Please feel free to reach out. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful rest of your day. We'll be meeting again Thursday night, 5:15. Thursday, we'll be working on mindfulness of sounds. So take care, everybody, and I will see you next time.